Ever wished you could turn that dusty box of old CDs into cash?
Yeah,
Well, you actually can.
you can.
Welcome to Dollar Side Hustle, your go-to podcast for all things side hustle.
That's right.
Today, we're diving into Decluttr,
Yes.
a platform where you can sell your unwanted media and tech.
Exactly.
It's like a digital garage sale,
Uh-huh.
but without the hassle of haggling with neighbors.
What makes Decluttr interesting is how it taps into the shift from physical media to streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. You've probably got stacks of CDs, DVDs,
Mm-hmm.
even old video games just gathering dust.
Yeah.
Decluttr gives you a way to clear that clutter
Oh.
and maybe make a little money while you're at it.
Right. So for those unfamiliar,
Yeah.
how does Decluttr actually work?
It's incredibly simple.
Oh.
You go on their website or app, enter the barcodes of your items,
Okay.
and get an instant quote.
Okay.
If you're happy with the price, they send you a prepaid shipping label.
All right.
You pack everything up and
Yeah.
send it off.
And send it off.
Once they receive and process your items,
Okay.
boom, you get paid.
Boom.
No listing fees, no haggling, no shipping costs on your end.
That sounds super convenient.
It is.
So essentially,
Yeah.
Decluttr is the middleman
Yes,
buying from us and then reselling at a markup.
exactly.
Okay.
Their business model relies on volume and the convenience factor.
Mm.
They're banking on the fact that many people would rather get a decent price quickly
Yeah.
than go through the hassle of selling items individually.
Okay, but let's be real. How much can you actually expect to make with Decluttr?
Right.
I mean, it's not like we're all sitting on a gold mine of rare first edition CDs, right?
While some folks might find a hidden gem or two,
Yeah.
most of what you'll be selling is probably fairly common.
Okay.
Think average payouts of maybe 25 cents to $1 per CD or DVD.
Yeah.
But hey, that can still add up,
Sure.
especially if you're clearing out a large collection.
That's true. I mean, a few bucks here and there for something you were going to donate or toss anyway
Exactly.
is a win in my book.
For sure.
But I bet there are ways to maximize your earnings, right?
Absolutely.
Like, are there certain types of media
Yeah.
that tend to sell better on Decluttr?
Certain genres tend to be more in demand,
No.
even in the age of streaming. For example,
Yeah.
you might be surprised to learn that Latin music, classical, audiobooks,
Interesting.
even things like Irish folk music and death metal often fetch higher prices.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the age of the item, but also the genre and maybe even the artist, right?
Yes.
Like a niche artist or a limited edition release might be worth more.
Exactly.
Okay.
Rarity plays a big role.
Got it.
Something scarce.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in good condition and with the original artwork, can command a premium.
Okay.
So that box of old movie soundtracks you've got,
Yeah.
it might be worth taking a closer look at.
Okay. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
So we've got genre, rarity.
Right.
Are there any other strategies we should know about?
Um,
What about buying in bulk to resell on Decluttr?
that's a strategy some people use.
Okay.
They'll buy lots of CDs at super low prices,
Okay.
maybe even at garage sales or flea markets,
Mm-hmm.
and then flip them on Decluttr.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
course, this requires a bit of research
Yeah.
to figure out what's likely to sell and for how much.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up with a basement full of CDs that nobody wants.
That makes sense.
Right.
So research is key. As with any side hustle.
Absolutely.
Speaking of efficiency,
Yeah.
I've heard the Decluttr app can be a real time saver.
It definitely is.
Okay.
The app lets you scan barcodes quickly and easily,
Okay.
which is a huge help if you're processing a lot of items.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it can sometimes flag items that might be worth more than Decluttr's initial offer,
Interesting.
giving you the option to explore other selling avenues.
That's a handy feature.
It is.
And I've heard they even replace cracked jewel cases.
They do.
So you don't have to worry about those little imperfections affecting your payout.
Right.
But let's face it,
Yeah.
even the easiest side hustles usually have some downsides.
Sure.
What are some things to watch out for with Decluttr?
Well, one thing to be aware of is that prices can fluctuate.
So the price could actually go down after you've already shipped your items.
Unfortunately, that can happen.
That doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, it can be a bit frustrating.
Okay.
And unlike some platforms, there's no longer a minimum payout guarantee with Decluttr.
Oh, wow.
Plus, items need to be in good condition with readable barcodes and complete artwork.
Okay.
Otherwise, they might get rejected,
Got it.
which can be frustrating.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of risk involved.
Yeah, there is.
What other potential downsides should we be aware of?
Well, like any online platform,
Yeah.
there's always the possibility of scams.
Right.
Though it's important to remember that the vast majority of transactions go smoothly. However,
Yeah.
there have been reports from some users about issues with Decluttr.
Oh, no, like what?
Some sellers have reported receiving lower payouts than originally quoted once Decluttr received and assessed their items.
Oh, okay.
And there have been complaints about packaging for returns, potentially leading to items being damaged in transit,
Oh, no.
which wouldn't be ideal,
Right.
especially if you chose to have items returned because you weren't happy with the revised offer.
Yikes, that's concerning.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a hassle.
It sounds like customer service could be a potential pain point, too.
Yes, some users have reported difficulties contacting customer support or receiving unsatisfactory responses,
Yeah.
leaving them feeling frustrated and unheard.
And I imagine in those situations, it's tough to prove what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's crucial to document everything carefully.
Okay.
Keep track of communication with Decluttr and photograph the condition of your items before shipping them.
Good advice. It sounds like you really need to be on top of things to avoid any potential issues.
It's always a good idea to be prepared.
Have there been any other serious issues reported?
Perhaps the most concerning reports involve allegations of missing items
Oh,
or items being reported stolen without sufficient evidence.
really?
Again, it's important to emphasize that these situations seem to be relatively rare,
Right.
but they highlight the importance of being cautious and documenting everything.
Wow, that's definitely something to keep in mind.
Definitely.
So it's not just about maximizing profit,
Right.
but also protecting yourself from potential problems.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's wrap this up.
Right.
What does this all mean for our listeners who are considering giving Decluttr a try?
I'd say approach it with a balanced perspective.
Okay.
It's a great way to declutter and potentially make some extra cash, especially if you have a lot of old media lying around.
Okay.
But it's not a get-rich-quick scheme,
Right.
and there are potential downsides to be aware of.
So it's not a guaranteed moneymaker,
Right.
but it could be a worthwhile side hustle if you're strategic and manage your expectations.
Exactly.
Oh.
Do your research, understand the risks, and use the available tools to your advantage.
Okay.
The Decluttr app, for instance,
Yeah.
can be incredibly useful for speeding up the process and potentially identifying items that might be worth more elsewhere.
And don't forget about those genre and rarity tips.
Absolutely.
Those could really make a difference in your earnings.
They could.
And if you're thinking about bulk buying,
Yeah.
make sure you have a solid understanding of the market before investing.
Right.
The last thing you want is a garage full of unsold CDs,
Exactly.
right? So ultimately, it's about finding that balance between convenience and profit.
Exactly. If you're looking for a quick and easy way to get rid of clutter and potentially earn some extra cash, Decluttr could be a good fit.
But if you're hoping to strike it rich or rely solely on Decluttr for a substantial income, you might want to explore other options.
I agree.
Okay.
It's crucial to align your expectations with the reality of the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Decluttr is a tool,
Yeah.
a useful one, but not a magic wand.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Decluttr, here's a final thought for our listeners. If you were to try this side hustle,
Yeah.
what strategies would you use to maximize your profits and minimize the risks?
That's a good question.
Would you focus on specific genres?
Yeah.
Try bulk buying. Become a master of the Decluttr app.
It's a challenge that requires a strategic mindset and a willingness to adapt. There's
Yeah.
no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best for you. We'd love to hear your thoughts and strategies for tackling the Decluttr side hustle. Share them in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe to Dollar Side Hustle.
Yeah, it really does help us keep the podcast running and
Yeah.
bring you more insightful deep dives into the world of side hustles.
And speaking of side hustles, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the description.
These links not only give you access to great deals,
Oh, yeah.
but also help support the podcast, allowing us to continue providing valuable content for you.
And for even more side hustle ideas and inspiration, head over to our website, dollarsidehustle.com.
Yeah.
You'll find a treasure trove of resources and strategies to help you boost your income and achieve your financial goals.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Decluttr.
Until next time, keep hustling.